Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday to you guys. Hey, everyone in the chat, Miss Rashida, Lady V, Miss, I just see Carla, Queen. How you doing, Miss Rochelle? Am I pronouncing your name right, Miss Rochelle? Because I keep cringing every time I get your name because I was like, I don't want to pronounce it wrong. What it do? What it do on this fine Saturday, you guys? How is the weather where you at? It's kind of gloomy here. Hey, Dimitri. Hey, Miss Teresa. How's everyone doing? I decided to come live. I was bored, bored out of my mind. I was cleaning out my closet. An attempt to go donate some clothes in, like the little bins. I don't know if you guys have like the little bins in your area where you donate the clothes to, like, and it goes to these third world countries. I don't like donating it to like the Goodwill and stuff of that nature because they always charge. They charge the customer. So I like to just go ahead and just put them in those bins. And I don't know, maybe they get them out those bins and charge too. Never know. Oh, 59 degrees in Dallas. Hey, Miss Sonia. Yeah, it's like that here. You in Georgia too? Yep. It's a little cloudy on my end of town. Like overcast, extremely overcast, where you just want to just lay around. That's what I'm doing right now, laying across my bed. I was cleaning out my closet and whew, I had to stop. Hey, Lacondas, listen, I look at those stuff and I was like, the bag's still sitting here in my room. I was like, the bag was supposed to go from in my room to in my trunk of my car, and it didn't made it there yet. Okay, it didn't made it there. I had to get up early this morning and go get my car service, and come to find out, I went in for one thing just to get an oil change and a tire rotation, and come out with a whole list of $1,200 worth of repairs. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, hold who? That's not my slip that y'all brought me. Like, what is going on? So, needless to say, I told him to take all that back. Listen, we ain't about to do that. We're not about to do that. Hey, Miss Jessica. Yeah, we're not about to do that. Just take that list on back in the bag where y'all got it from. I don't know where y'all calculate that stuff from, but baby, listen, I only came for an oil change and tire rotation. Just basic, baby. No, we're not about to do that today. We're not about to do that today. So I came back here and attempt, because I had an appointment ever since about like 10 o'clock this morning. So I came back home and attempt to clean out my closet, and it was like, child. Hey, Miss Vet. I got one bag out. That was it. The plan was to take everything out, put it in my closet, put it in my car. So I may complete it tomorrow and just get it, because that was my plans. I made that plan ever since Tuesday of this week to get my closet together, but it didn't go through. It didn't go through. You talking to me, Dimitri? What they do? What they do it? What do they do to it? You talking about my car? I just went in for a simple oil change and tire rotation. The typical multi inspection that they do. Of course, to check the tire pressure. They go in to check all this and that and the fourth. And then he was like, well, he came out and he was like, well, you got this to do. You got some type of coolant or something, some other stuff that had to be going on. But I travel a far distance too every day. So he pretty much was telling me like, you're tearing up your car. I have a truck. Like, I just have my truck like over, my truck is only like a year old, and he was like, you're tearing up your truck putting those miles on it every day. So now I got to try to invest in me a little put, what they call it, something you can get from A to B. So he was like, "That's the best bet. You need to try to invest in you like a little put or something, so you won't be putting so many miles on your truck." Which is practical because I've been say I wanted to get another vehicle. Oh, but I know I ain't gonna buy no raffle to get one. Um so that's the thing. But anyway, Miss Dimitri, all they did was did a oil change and rotate my tires. Oil change, filter change, rotate my tires, and that was it. And then they came out here with a plethora of. I said, "Who that list on?" He was like, "These are some other things that you got to get done." I was like, "Ain't no way." The total was like $1,200 and something dollars with a multitude of other things that I had to eventually get change out. I was like, that must be the list y'all had to give to somebody before I got here. Cause baby, we ain't about to do this. Not today. Not today. Go ahead and put my hood down and bring my car around to the front to me so I can get up out of here. Baby, no, you won't get me. Okay. Go ahead and put my little filter in. Listen, screw my little oil cap back on. Okay. And let me go. Let me go on about my business now. Hey, slap your mama. Listen, yeah, Laconis, listen, child, I might need to go ahead and buy me one of them raffle tickets, honey. Baby, listen, I might win a better chance at that than to paying this $1,200 for this. Child, listen, go ahead and buy me on a raffle. Let me go and see if the sweepstakes is still up. Mm-mm. How much the ticket is now? How much the ticket? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a raffle. Slap your mama. I'm gonna have to get me a raffle, honey. Cause baby, they tried to hoodwink me this morning at the dealership when I went in to get my oil change. Old Nissan tried to pull a fast one on me this morning. Yes, sir. I tell him, Satan, get thee behind me. You're not about to do that with me. Not today, Satan. Not today. But anyway, y'all, I just come on live, child. It was so boring. So I was like, let me check and see if anybody is live. Cause I was like, I don't see nobody live. So we gonna get the conversation started. I don't really have nothing to talk about, y'all. Um, I think we've all experienced what we experienced in these last few days, in these last 45 days. Might be longer than that. I want to say in these last 3 to 4 months. We experienced some up and downs. Hey, Cancer. Hey, Tammy. Yeah. Hey, slap your mama. Listen, he told me my oil change. Cause I went in there. listen, listen, slap your mama. I went in there, girl. Listen, I had me a coupon, right? And what? If some of you guys have Nissan, or even if what other brand car you have, I get like little coupons every now and then, right? But I hadn't got one in a while. But I just got one, right? And I saw the coupon said 39.99 for all change and filter change. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and sign up, right? Let me go ahead and make my appointment. Cause I was like, I ain't paid 39.99 in a long time. So I went there, oh skilly dally, handed my thing. I ain't even pay attention because I'm thinking it coming in my mail. It was somebody mail that used to stay at that address way before I moved there. And I'm like, why is this person mail still coming to my mailbox? Like coupons. So the man said, your name ain't no Ella Brown. I said, Listen. Hey BMZ. Hey BMZ, how you doing? He said your name ain't no Ella Brown. You can't use this. I said, shoot, go ahead and scan that thing. He talking about if I scan this, then I'm gonna have to submit driver license and all that good stuff to show the people that that's you. I said, man, I said, listen, talking about you can tell you ain't been here because we don't even normally give these coupons no more because our oil change been when I try not to go to these sites because they always try to hoodwink somebody, you know? So I say, you know what? Let me just go ahead to them now because I like to keep my, since I purchased my car with Nissan, I usually try to keep up with their services. So just in case if there's any recalls and being as though I have warranty and all that good stuff. But I sometimes I be trying to sneak by because sometimes all I did is the oil change. That's it. So I don't want to be paying 100 and something else. But he was like, your oil change like 140. He was like, it's usually $145. But he said, I did give you a little $20 off. So I had to come out there today and spend $123 for an oil change, y'all. $123 just for a Nissan. I have a Nissan Murano. And I'm like, are y'all kidding me? Like, y'all. And then after that, he was like, well, bam. Here's another invoice showing you what all you need on your car. So I'm like, the devil is a liar. You wasted the ink printing that out, showing me. So listen, I was trying like heck for him to see if he scanned that coupon. He was like, I can't scan that coupon. Oh, you got a Jeep Cherokee. Oh, those are nice. Man, let me tell you, slap your mama, baby. Listen, it's awful. It is awful. I was like, Jesus, I might need to invest in me a little bicycle or a scooter. Something. Jesus, it's getting warm. It's gonna be warm after a while. I might need to invest in me a little scooter. I might have to leave out, maybe about like 3 hours before time for me to get to work, but at least I get there on time. Woo! I don't know where I'm gonna put my kids. I might have to drive one of them, put one of them on the handlebar and let the other one drive on the back seat of me. I have to figure out a way to drop them off to school and then head on to work. So, baby, listen, it's a time. It's a time, honey. It's a time. Well, how y'all doing on this Saturday, honey? How y'all doing? I just came live, not doing too much or nothing. Yeah, Cancer. I think that's what they do to women. Yeah, thinking we dumb. Look, the last time, hey Dreamer, the last time I went there, they come there talking about you need to go ahead and just get your cause usually when they change the oil, they try to go in and change the not just the oil filter, but they change the air filter. I say, listen, come in here showing me the air filter, right? I said, blow them leaves off of there and blow them leaves off of that air filter and put it right back. I tell them to blow them leaves off of that air, off of my air filter, and put it right on back in there. Nobody tell you to touch my air filter, okay? Put it back on in there. Put it on back in there. Oh, really, Dreamer? Oh, oh, y'all getting a snowstorm tomorrow? Oh my goodness. Yeah, we just went through that. It's not bad for the kids because the kids love it. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. Or Dissy, that's all I can. I'm not gonna mess up your name. Yeah, man. I tell them to blow that fit or that air filter off and put my filter right back in there. My filter, I ain't tell you to bother my filter at all. Leave it alone. Put it back in there. Listen. Put it back in there. Tell you to just all you had to do was unscrew that oil cap and let that old oil drain down in the pan and check my tires, and that's it. And put my new fresh oil in there and change my oil filter. You ain't had to touch that air filter. Put it back in there. Cause if I need it changed, I know to go to the parts store and get it much cheaper than what y'all try to charge me. Hmm. Yeah, child. And see, you know what I noticed too, they'll say, well, you need this done ASAP. And with women, we panic because of course we don't want to be on the side of the road. We don't want to pay no extra money for nothing, especially if you that female. Okay, this is a new me. That's how it's. Oh, child, listen. Yeah, okay, now. Okay, this is a new me. Okay, now when I look back at it, okay. I hope that's right, Tammy. Listen, we gonna figure it out. I didn't want to mess up the name. Oh Lord. Yes, leave my stuff alone. Ain't nobody tell you to put that out there. Put it right back in there. Blow them leaves off there and put it right on back up in there. Shoot. So now I got it right. This is a new me. But listen, y'all. I was listening to a little bit of more live last night. I ended up falling asleep on it. But she was going live, but she made some real great points on it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I may post, different stuff on my community wall. And it's not that they're jabs at people, or anything, because that's why I make it cartoon like. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I find this entertainment for me. I don't take it personal. I don't take it to heart or anything. At the end of the day, all of us on this app are strangers. Some of us have become more than strangers. Some of us have built real, true friendships beyond this app. Hey, perfectly imperfect. Some of us have really built true relationships beyond this app, and for those that have, kudos to you. But like I've always say, if somebody disturb your peace that much to where you got to go in on them all day every day like that, then maybe it's time for you to just unplug from this app altogether and just give your nervous system a break and give your mental health a break. you know it ain't that serious for nobody to be carrying on the way that and to say that we're grown, I mean grown women with grandkids or grandchildren or grandchild. We don't need to be carried on like that. We don't we don't I like to laugh and cut up, and that's what I always do, laugh and cut up. But baby, listen, when I log off of here, I'm still gonna laugh and cut up and have fun with my family. I don't take it serious. I don't i don't at all. I don't, honey. Life is too short to do anything else but to live, laugh, and just love. Okay? That's all we can do. Like I said, all of us on here are strangers, honey. All of us are strangers. This app is too big, and I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. This app is too big for, some individuals to be stuck in just one sector, you know. And but the thing about it is, you know what? What I find too is that this app is so big, but you have some people that know your potential, and they are afraid for you to really explore this app too. You know what I'm saying? They know your potential, and some of them could be very much afraid for you to grow because it's going to leave them behind. You know, some people want you to stay stuck right there on their level, right on their level. They don't want you to be uh higher than them because they feel as though you will be leaving them behind. But I mean, if you have that potential, push it. Always step into your potential. You know, you know what you can take and what you can't take. But in hindsight of it all, you can't take everybody with you. Hence why we have the situation that we have now, because it involves elevation, and everybody is not going to like the fact that you're growing, and you don't owe anybody permission to grow. As we were little kids, right? We don't go in and ask the doctor, whenever our parents used to take us to get our wellness checkups, and we don't go in and ask the pediatrician, is it okay if we grow 2 more inches? No. Is it okay if we grow 1 more feet? No. Because that's what the pediatrician expects you to grow. As you age, as your body changes, he expects for you to grow. But as we get older, not only are we looking at inches of growth, we're looking at maturity, we're looking at mental state, we're looking at mental capacities as well as we grow, because we have this area called the prefrontal lobe that grows with us as we age. Unfortunately, some people prefrontal lobe is a little bit slower at development than others. you know some people, like they say, girls or even young ladies, prefrontal lobe develops like 2 years earlier than that of young men, um which is very well true scientifically, right? So with that being said, you would think that even as women now, as we get older in our 40s or 50s or whatever, that we would be at that capacity of growth and maturity. But some of us are not. And you know what are some of the ways in which that can stunt that prefrontal lobe development? Things that can stunt that prefrontal lobe development is trauma. We age, we get older every year. But at the same token, mentally, our mental capacity stops. Hey, Tamika, how are you, darling? Our mental capacity stops because it stops to wherever that trauma is. It stops to wherever in our life where we're subjected to some type of trauma or some type of obstacle that we didn't get over in life. You know what I'm saying? And that do can stop a lot of things. But like I said, we don't owe anybody our growth. We don't. We don't owe a single solitary person the permission to grow, the permission to expand. We just do it. And as we grow, it requires a immeasurable amount of faith, you know? Growth ain't easy. A lot of people think growth is easy. It's not. It's not. And that's why people can't dictate it, because you don't know what it took for me to get here. So you can't tell me how to manage my growth once I get there. You can't tell me how to do it. You can't tell me how to live. You can't tell me how to move because I've mastered it. Growing up and growth is not easy. Requiring you to grow is going to take not only just faith, but it's going to take discipline. It's going to take obedience. Hey Dakota, how are you? How you doing? All right, go ahead, girl. Do it, do it. Listen, it's okay if you listening in, darling. Do what you got to do, honey. Do what you got to do, baby. I get it. I understand. We just chilling. I just came live. I was bored. So I was like, let me just get on this app and see what everybody is doing on this dreary Saturday. This dreary Saturday. But you handle your business. I appreciate you for coming, stopping in, and showing me love, honey. But yeah, nobody, you don't owe nobody permission to grow. Whenever you trying to grow in life, and that's with anything. That's just not saying with people here on this app, with just people in general in life. You don't owe nobody uh permission to grow, you know? You're gonna outgrow people in life, and that's part of life. That's part of life. Because you're not going to be privy to the same conversations as you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one of my good girlfriends, she called me the other day, and we haven't talked in a while. And she called me and she was like, "You don't love me no more. You don't talk to me no more." And everything. So normally, you know how we as ladies, you have those girlfriends or friends that you can get on the phone, you can gossip with, or hey girl, and blah 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 and everything of that nature. And you have those individuals that you can get on. Hey Miss Rita, how are you doing? Oh God, 12 hours, baby. Listen, I'm so glad I ain't on them shifts no more, baby. Mm-mm. I used to do that when I first got out of nursing school, but it wasn't so bad when I first started out, but after a while, it started to wear and tear my body. I refuse to do bedside nursing anymore. I refuse. I refuse. Them 12 hours. No, honey. I be all over the hospital now, but baby, I try to do at least a good 8, and that's it. What you said, Dakota? I'm talking about the neurobiologic of the brain or level. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay, Dreamer. Yeah, Miss Rita. Yeah, baby, kudos to you, honey. It is. Well, yeah, you'll get used to it after a while, and before you know it, them 12 hours go by so fast. They go by so fast. When you love what you do, trust me, them 12 hours ain't gonna bother you at all. But yeah, you don't owe nobody permission to grow. Yeah, like you have to do it. And like I said, just getting back to when I was talking about my 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 girlfriend, like she talks about, and not no girlfriend with G strings and tennis sneakers. I ain't talking about girlfriend like that, but I'm talking about my friend girl. My friend, because I don't want y'all to get it twisted. Okay, I ain't knocking nobody, but to each his own. Okay. But anyway, um, yeah, she was just saying, how we don't hardly talk anymore, and everything of that nature. And I was like, no, we still cool. But you know how some people don't really understand that life is life, and like, you out here, you living. With this day and age now, we not even barely living because the cost of living has gone up. Things are changing. The world is changing. So now, most of us, believe it or not, we're pretty much in survival mode. You know, a lot of us is not even living. We're just working sometimes to survive. And to take care of our family. We're not even living. We, some of us probably don't even know what a vacation is. Which I'm one of them. I hadn't been on. Well, actually, I went on one like last year, but I usually try to take one every 3 months maybe. And it's about time for me one again. But I probably won't take none until probably the summer, if that, because I do have a high school graduate that's coming out, and I have two that's actually like I said, the high school graduate, he's going to his senior prom, and then I have my daughter who's right behind him, who's going, actually, this is going to be her junior prom. So with all of this going on this year right here, it's, I may get a vacation, I may not this year, this year, because pouring into that. So a lot of us, we're in survival mode most of the times, and not really living, you know. But like I was telling my homegirl, I was like, listen, um, yeah, life is life. And I mean, sometimes we just, and it's not saying we outgrow people. It's just that there are certain things in our lives that as we grow older, that we want out of life, and goals as we grow. And I don't care how old we are, as we grow, I do 3 or 4s off. I've done mental health hospitals. Oh yeah, Rita. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes. I'm at a hospital now. And like I said, what I do is congestive heart failure. I'm a nurse educator there, and I be all over the hospital. From the emergency room to med surge, to all the floors, specifically with heart failure patients. So but what I do is fairly easy. It's let me tell you something. It's the easiest job I ever had, and I refuse to do direct patient contact. I've done that. I've done the nursing homes, the all of that. Home health. Like I said, right now, just in the transition of getting my home health care business getting up and floating and all that good stuff. And once I get that up and floating like I want it to, I'm gonna give the whole, hospital up and just strictly focus on my home care business and keep that pushing until I retire. Cause I I ain't trying to work hard. I'm almost 50, okay? So I'm not trying to work hard, up in my 70s, like 60s, 70s. I can't do it. My goal is to leave behind a legacy, for my children and for my children's children, even if they don't want it. I'm always try to make sure they're set up and situated to where I plan on trying to take care of my children's children. This is what I'm setting up for. I'm trying to situate things up for generations to come, not just my kids now, because who's to say my kids may not even want my home care business. But they have the opportunity to say, hey, we can sell this. This is something mom work on. We can sell it. We can branch it out. We can do whatever we want to do with it. Or if they would decide they want to keep it, hey, it's yours. But that's here, there. Okay. But yeah, at Yeah. Yes, Miss Rita. Yeah. I mean, like I say, as we grow and we age in life, we want different things out of life, and even as we get older, you know what? I speak to this lady. She had to been about, I want to say she was in her 60s, maybe her late 60s, I would say. And you know what? We had a conversation because you listen, I don't know what it is, but I love the older generation. Like, I love it. I absolutely love my elders, right? And because I love it because they're so full with so much wisdom. And I can sit and hear them talk for hours. You know what I'm saying? I just love my elders, right? So with that being said, I had this lady to tell me, and we was just talking, in life, and I was talking about how, we as women, we even if we're married, if we're wives, mothers, and things of that nature, sometimes in those duties and those roles, we lose ourselves, right? And even if we have that partner in the home, we sometimes lose ourselves because we're busy taking care of the home front. We're making sure the kids straight. We're making sure that the home that we were provided, or the house that we were provided, we're making sure that that remains a home. And lo and behold, sometimes we don't realize that, you know, we are pouring into ourselves as women, to when we look around, we have nothing to really give ourselves. And even talking to this lady who's like in her late 60s, early 70s, I would say. And she was like, she said, that now I'm still at this age in my life, I'm still trying to find myself. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. She said, I'm still trying to find myself. She said, with being a wife and a mother and now a grandmother, she's really hadn't find herself. So we was just talking, and she was just talking about how she always wanted to be a nurse. She never really explored or step out into that opportunity or anything. So it's just wild as to how we as women, or even mothers, how we sacrifice so much to help others until we look around and our goals and dreams are pretty much have disappeared. But they're still there, but they're still in the background. And so we really fully hadn't tapped into even stepping out into it. We have to sit here and watch everybody else succeed while we sit back and just hold our dreams and goals back. But just hearing her story and just hearing her talking, and you just hear it with so much passion as she talks, and she's saying how she's still trying to find herself. And that was like an eye opener for me, because I'm not even 50 yet. But just to hear somebody who's in their late 60s, early 70s, I look at her as my elder because of the simple fact that she have lived longer than me. But to hear her say that she hadn't fully stepped into her, like, she really don't even know herself, like, because she really hadn't had the opportunity to really step into her goals, dreams, or anything. So just talking to her, and I was like, right now you've raised your kids. I think she had a granddaughter that stays with her now. But I was like, step out on it. I said, I've seen people who were in their 70s or 80s even going back to school. Every year, you see some elder that's making headlines because they didn't stop going. Matter of fact, I think we had a young man graduate. Not us call him young because he went to school. So he's like in his 80s. And he just graduated back here from my hometown, a college in my hometown, South Carolina State University. He graduated last year. I think it was 80. I don't know the exact. I want to say 80, 82 or either 85. I'm not sure, but I know he was in his 80s, and he graduated. And I think he went to major in music, and he thought like he would just drive every day because He didn't really, it was something that he always wanted to do. So this is something that no matter how old we get, no matter how old we get, it's okay to step out and accomplish whatever it is that you want to do. It's never too late. And never be afraid to grow, you know? Never be afraid to grow. But yeah. Can you guys hear me? Because I did have a phone call. I don't want nobody to be talking and nobody hear me. Dakota, it's not. It's not. And let me tell you something. I've been living like that for the past, and I listen, I didn't even realize I was. Let me tell you, I didn't even realize I was living in survival mode until I actually was living in survival mode. Let me tell you, that's the most, and I think I still feel like that, you know, but it's draining. It's emotionally and mentally draining. You go to sleep tired, you wake up tired because you going to sleep thinking about all the things that you didn't complete it within that day. You waking up tired because you didn't get any sleep from thinking about the things you didn't do, and you going back into the same pattern and the same routine that you didn't finish the day before. And then you're piling more stuff on top of that. So it's just weird. It's just weird. But we'll all get there. But I just came here on this Saturday just to get on here. I was a little bit bored and everything. But I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming. I'm getting sleepy. I got to do some things for my mom anyway, and I got to take my daughter to this game, to this basketball game. Um, in the next 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get off. It was a pleasure just speaking with you guys for the time being. I didn't have much to talk about. But hopefully I might come back on later on tonight. If nobody else is really live, I might come back on later on tonight. And we just have like some girl talk if that's something that you guys are interested in. Or, we'll find some other topics to even engage in or to talk about. Okay. But I want to thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for showing love. And I want to say peace. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good evening.